What if I told you that the greatest strength you'll ever hold isn't in power, wealth, or control, but in calm? What if true resilience doesn't roar like thunder, but whispers like a quiet stream, steady, unshaken, unstoppable? And what if calmness, the very thing so often dismissed as weakness, is actually the hidden force that changes everything? These aren't just poetic questions, they are truths we all must face, because in the symphony of life, calm is not silence, it's music. A melody of strength that carries us through storms. In the symphony of existence, calmness resonates as a powerful truth. It's the recognition that within the serene depths of composure lies an extraordinary strength, subtle yet formidable. Calm isn't simply the absence of chaos. It's an energy, magnetic in its nature, radiating outward from a tranquil heart and drawing others into its embrace. When the tempests of life surround you, staying calm becomes more than a reaction. It becomes an act of self-love and resilience. It's the clear recognition that real power is not about reacting wildly, but about an emotional poise. Calm is a silent anthem, a melody of serenity that harmonizes with the unpredictable rhythms of existence. So let calm be your quiet power. Let it become a source of unwavering strength that enables you to navigate life's turbulent currents with grace and emotional fortitude. Lesson 1. Acceptance, the gentle embrace of life. Acceptance is not defeat, and it is not resignation. Acceptance is the soft whisper reminding us to intertwine with the present moment, to welcome it with an open heart. It urges us not to surrender in weakness, but to yield with grace, acknowledging that some aspects of existence lie forever beyond our control. In this surrender lies the cornerstone of tranquility. We begin to create a haven for our restless souls. We admit that not every chapter of life is written by our pen. Yet even in what we cannot write, we retain the power to craft our responses, to shape our story in harmony with life's rhythm. Acceptance becomes a melody that soothes the turbulence of resistance. It does not chain us down, it frees us. It transforms surrender into an exquisite dance with the universe, where our steps fall in rhythm with the cosmic ballet. On the canvas of acceptance, we paint resilience, and this resilience blooms into the artistry of a peaceful mind. So embrace the beauty of now, because in acceptance we unwrap the gift of tranquility, and within that unwavering embrace we discover the alchemy of turning fleeting moments into timeless serenity. Lesson 2. Emotional resilience, facing life's storms. Life will not always be gentle. Storms will come, tempests will rise, but in those moments, Stoicism unfolds as a guiding light, revealing the art of emotional resilience. It beckons us to unearth the dormant strength within, a wellspring of fortitude waiting to be awakened. Picture this strength as an inner sanctuary. Outside, the winds may howl, the seas may crash, and chaos may rage, but inside, your flame remains steady, unwavering, a constant source of light. In the crucible of adversity, Stoic teachings become our compass, steering us through turbulent seas with poise and grace. They don't ask us to deny the storm. They don't tell us to pretend it doesn't exist. Instead, they invite us to dance with it, not as an enemy, but as a partner in the grand performance of life. By embracing this mindset, we learn to navigate unpredictable currents without losing the serenity anchored within our core. We discover that emotional resilience is not about suppressing our feelings, but about transforming them. Not about escaping life's challenges, but about engaging with them fully, with strength and clarity. Emotional resilience is the quiet confidence that no matter how fierce the storm, the core of who you are remains untouched. We've just seen how calm and acceptance build the foundation of inner strength. Now let's go deeper into the heart of Stoicism, where resilience and gratitude begin to transform the way we walk through life. Resilience within the storm. Resilience, through the lens of Stoicism, is like discovering a steadfast anchor in the middle of a raging sea. The winds may howl, the waves may rise, and chaos may swirl all around you. But beneath it all, there lies a still point, an unshakable calm at the very center of your being. This resilience is not an escape from adversity. It does not promise that storms will never come. Instead, it acts as a lantern, shining light on the path that wins through difficulty. It reminds us that even when the world outside is in turmoil, there is a quiet strength within us that cannot be shaken. Think of resilience not as a wall keeping pain out, but as a beacon guiding you through. It's the calm flame that does not flicker when the storm rages. This is the empowering revelation Stoicism offers. Regardless of external chaos, there is always a part of you untouched, unwavering, serene. So let's embark on this transformative journey together, drawing from the deep well of Stoic wisdom to cultivate resilience in the face of life's tempests. Let your inner strength shine, not only as a shield that withstands the storm, but as a light that radiates serenity beyond it. Lesson 3. The Power of Gratitude. As our journey unfolds, we turn our gaze toward one of the most profound lessons Stoicism teaches: gratitude. Gratitude, in the Stoic sense, is more than a fleeting emotion. It is a cultivated practice, a conscious art that transforms the way we see the world. Stoicism here becomes like a gentle gardener, encouraging us to nurture hearts overflowing with thankfulness. And when we do, a kind of alchemy occurs. Gratitude becomes the lens through which life is reframed, turning ordinary days into extraordinary gifts. It is not simply about saying thank you in passing moments. It is about living in a state of perpetual appreciation. Gratitude shifts our perception. It softens the sharp edges of life's challenges and paints even the simplest experiences with hues of beauty and meaning. Imagine cultivating gratitude as though you were opening a treasure chest hidden within. Inside are gems of joy, contentment, and perspective. Each one reminds us of the richness already present in our lives, even when circumstances appear bleak. When we embrace this practice, life itself begins to sparkle. The mundane is no longer dull, it glows with quiet wonder. The difficulties we face become softened by the light of appreciation. Gratitude does not erase the storm, but it changes the way we sail through it. Let us then embark on this inner expedition together. Inspired by Stoic wisdom, may our hearts become gardens of gratitude, where blossoms of appreciation perfume every moment. In this garden, each day is revealed as an extraordinary gift, worthy of our deepest care and attention. Lesson 4. Healing wounds with Stoic compassion. But gratitude is only one side of the journey. Life brings wounds, and wounds demand healing. Here, Stoicism reveals another dimension, not cold detachment, but gentle compassion. Stoicism, often misunderstood as rigid and unemotional, is in truth like a soothing salve, extending its comfort to the deepest parts of our souls. It is not merely a philosophy, it is a healing embrace. It acknowledges our pain while guiding us through it with patience and grace. Think of Stoic compassion as a steady hand leading you through the labyrinth of your emotions. It does not silence your feelings or dismiss them. Instead, it invites you to understand them, to sit with them, and to transform them. Pain through this lens is no longer just suffering, it becomes opportunity, a chance for growth, resilience, and wisdom. In the realm of emotions, Stoicism becomes a gentle balm. It offers solace where the heart feels torn, and understanding where confusion reigns. It reminds us that our wounds do not have to define us, they can refine us. Together, let us explore this compassionate core of Stoic teaching. Let's discover how it fosters not suppression but dialogue, an inner conversation with ourselves marked by kindness, honesty, and courage. This is not weakness. It is strength clothed in tenderness. When we unravel the layers of our inner world with compassion, Stoicism reveals itself as a companion on the path to well-being. It helps us face not only life's storms, but also our own pain, with resilience and serenity. So come along on this exploration. Let Stoic wisdom become a healing force in your life. Let it show you that even in wounds there is beauty, that even in sorrow there is strength, and that through compassion we can forge a path toward balance, peace, and a life filled with unshakable grace. We've seen how resilience, gratitude, and compassion help us steady our hearts. Now Stoicism invites us into yet another discovery, the art of finding joy in life's simplest moments. Finding joy in simplicity. Often the deepest joy is not found in grand achievements or dazzling milestones, but nestled quietly in the simple tapestry of everyday life. Stoicism extends a warm invitation to look closer, to pause long enough to see the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. Think of it like slipping on a magical lens. Suddenly, the beauty in the mundane becomes magnified. The morning light streaming through your window, the sound of footsteps on a quiet street, the whisper of the wind in the trees, each small detail becomes a source of profound fulfillment. Stoicism, like a gentle guide, encourages us to uncover this hidden treasure. It reminds us that joy does not always come from the heights of success, but from the quiet rhythms that compose the symphony of our days. The rituals we repeat, the moments we often overlook, these can be transformed into sacred experiences, each carrying its own sweetness. In embracing this perspective, life itself becomes a canvas. Each moment, no matter how ordinary, becomes a vibrant stroke of colour. Together, these strokes paint a masterpiece of joy. It's not about chasing after grandeur or waiting for extraordinary events. It's about discovering the extraordinary woven into the everyday rhythm of existence. This approach to life illuminates a new path, one where fulfillment blossoms, not in distant horizons, but in the garden of daily moments. A shared laugh, a simple meal, the touch of fresh air. Suddenly, happiness is no longer something to pursue. It's something already here, waiting to be noticed. So let us embark on this journey together. Guided by Stoic wisdom, may we uncover the extraordinary within the ordinary, crafting a life that sparkles with the brilliance of simple, heartfelt pleasures. Lesson 6. A journey of self-compassion. From simplicity, Stoicism now turns our gaze inward, toward the sacred journey of self-compassion. To walk this path is to enter the tender chambers of our own vulnerability, and here, kindness must become our compass. Stoicism, in its nurturing embrace, transforms from a stern teacher into a gentle companion. It becomes a beacon of self-love, especially in those moments when we feel most exposed. Picture it as a warm, steady hand reaching out to lift us in times of fragility, reminding us that we are not alone. Contrary to what some may think, Stoicism does not demand that we armor ourselves against every feeling. Instead, it whispers a softer truth. Cradle your emotions with tenderness. Do not banish them, but hold them gently, like a lullaby soothing the restless waves within your heart. Self-compassion becomes the melody that transforms vulnerability. What once felt like weakness or fear now becomes a sanctuary of acceptance. In these moments, we begin to recognize a powerful truth. It is in our imperfections that the raw beauty of our humanity is revealed. Stoicism teaches us that self-compassion is not indulgence, it is necessity. It is the vital nourishment of the soul. Just as the seasons change, we too must shed old layers, making space for renewal and growth. Our struggles are not signs of failure, they are signs that we are evolving. So let us embark on this odyssey of self-compassion with Stoicism as our guide. Let us cultivate gentleness toward ourselves, remembering that every scar carries wisdom, every flaw carries humanity, and every moment of tenderness we show to ourselves strengthens the foundation of our inner peace. From the journey of self-compassion, where we learn to cradle our own vulnerabilities with tenderness, Stoicism now invites us even deeper toward the freedom that comes from unmasking our emotions and the strength that blossoms in authentic connections. Lesson 7. Unmasking emotional freedom. Imagine embarking on a transformative quest, not through distant lands, but within the intimate landscape of your own heart. This is the journey of emotional freedom, where the gentle wisdom of Stoicism helps us peel away the masks we wear each day. So often we hide behind layers, roles, defenses, pretenses, woven like an intricate tapestry meant to protect us. Yet, as Stoicism reminds us, true liberation does not come from hiding. It comes from shedding these masks and stepping into the light of authenticity. Picture this journey as a soft breeze sweeping away fog. The fog represents confusion, shame, and pretense. As it clears, we begin to see ourselves with clarity, with compassion, with honesty. Stoicism does not tell us to run from our emotions. It does not command us to become empty or numb. Instead, it teaches us to be free within our emotions, to know them, to feel them, and to hold them without letting them control us. This is the subtle art of emotional liberation. It's not escape, it's understanding. It's the courage to look at our feelings directly and say, "You are part of me, but you do not define me." As the layers fall away, authenticity emerges as a profound act of self-love. It's a release that allows the spirit to breathe and thrive, no longer bound by pretense. And when we live this way, unmasked, genuine, honest, our very existence becomes a celebration. So let us embrace this voyage into emotional freedom. Let Stoic wisdom be our steady light, guiding us into vulnerability and strength can coexist, where authenticity becomes the truest expression of resilience. Lesson 8. The Stoic embrace, nurturing emotional bonds. Once we free ourselves from the weight of masks, we are ready for the next step, to embrace the bonds that connect us, to ourselves and to others. Stoicism here becomes not a stern philosophy, but a warm sanctuary. It is a place where we can explore the profound lessons that nurture and fortify emotional connections. Imagine these teachings as gentle hands weaving threads of understanding, threads that form a tapestry of trust and compassion. This journey begins within. Before we can love others deeply, we must cultivate a deeper bond with ourselves. Stoicism guides us through this inner terrain, teaching us patience, kindness, and clarity in our self-dialogue. These inner bonds, rooted in self-respect and self-love, become the soil from which stronger, healthier connections with others can grow. The Stoic embrace reminds us that life is not meant to be walked in isolation. Though resilience is cultivated within, its fruits are shared outwardly. Every lesson learned becomes part of a shared language, a way of relating that strengthens the ties between souls. As we navigate life's changing landscapes, these emotional bonds become the roots that hold us steady. They help us weather hardship without becoming hardened. They allow us to experience joy not as fleeting moments, but as shared celebrations. So let us submerge ourselves in this embrace, trusting Stoic wisdom to guide us like a gentle current. Let it carry us toward deeper empathy, greater understanding, and the kind of connections that stand the test of time. For in this communal dance, we discover that resilience and compassion together create the most enduring bonds of all. From nurturing emotional bonds, where we learn the strength of openness and the beauty of vulnerability, Stoicism now turns our attention to two profound lessons: calm communication and the courage to move from fear into freedom. Lesson 9. Whispers of Wisdom, Stoic Lessons for Calm Communication. Communication is more than words exchanged. It is a delicate dance of thought and emotion. Every conversation becomes a canvas, and how we paint upon it can either build bridges or create walls. In this subtle art, Stoicism emerges as a quiet guide, offering whispers of wisdom that transform dialogue into something deeper, richer, and calmer. Imagine stepping into a bustling gallery of life, where conversations are the brushstrokes that create connections. Each word adds color to the canvas of human interaction. In this gallery, Stoic teachings act as the muse, inspiring us to paint with hues of calmness, empathy, and intentionality. The true art of conversation does not lie only in what we say, but in the grace with which it is expressed. Stoicism shows us how to bring serenity into dialogue, turning each phrase into a note in a larger symphony of understanding. Instead of words sharpened by impulse or clouded by anger, we are invited to craft them with mindfulness, letting them flow like a soothing melody. Empathy becomes the brush dipped in another's palette of emotions. To speak with empathy is to acknowledge that every person carries a unique blend of colors, shades of joy, sorrow, fear, and hope. Our words can add vibrant strokes to their experience, or they can cast shadows. The Stoic approach urges us to listen, not only with ears, but with hearts. Picture these lessons as a calming breeze, rippling through every exchange, turning tension into clarity and misunderstanding into compassion. Communication, through the lens of Stoicism, is no longer about speaking just to be heard. It is about creating resonance, where both hearts walk away feeling understood. In this symphony of words, Stoicism becomes the conductor, guiding us not toward eloquence alone, but toward conversations infused with empathy, patience, and intentional kindness. Each dialogue then becomes a masterpiece, not hurried or harsh, but layered with meaning and colored with understanding. So let us embark on this artistic journey together. With Stoicism as our teacher, may every conversation become more than words. May it become connection. May each exchange remind us of the profound beauty that unfolds when we communicate with calmness, with empathy, and with wisdom. Lesson 10. From Fear to Freedom, Stoic Lessons in Conquering Anxiety. From the art of communication, Stoicism now leads us into one of life's greatest challenges: fear. Fear can feel like chains around the soul, heavy, suffocating, binding us to hesitation. It keeps us from stepping forward, from living fully, from embracing the possibilities that wait just beyond its grasp. But Stoicism offers a path, a compass that points us from fear toward freedom. Imagine this journey as descending into the depths of your own apprehensions, lantern in hand, with Stoic wisdom lighting each step. Fear is not an enemy to be erased, but a force to be understood. Marcus Aurelius and Seneca both remind us that fear has power only when we give it power. Like chains, it may rattle loudly, but it cannot truly hold us unless we choose to remain bound. In the Stoic view, courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to walk forward in spite of it. Courage is what transforms the weight of anxiety into the wings of freedom. Each step taken through fear becomes a victory of the spirit, an act of reclaiming your life from the grasp of hesitation. Think of fear as a storm cloud. Left unchallenged, it looms large, blocking the light. But when you walk through it, you find that it was thinner than you thought. Mist dissolving in the wind. Freedom waits on the other side of that cloud. Stoicism invites us to confront our anxieties not with denial, but with discipline and perspective. When we remind ourselves that much of what we fear is outside our control, we stop giving it dominion over our choices. Instead, we focus on what we can shape: our actions, our responses, our courage in the moment. So let us walk this path together, from fear into freedom. With Stoic wisdom as our compass, the chains of anxiety begin to fall away, and step by step we move into the vast, boundless space of courage, a space where we are no longer defined by what frightens us, but by the strength we uncover within. From fear to freedom, Stoicism teaches us that courage is not about erasing fear, it is about reshaping our relationship with it. Now we step further into this journey, learning not only to walk through fear, but also to embrace imperfection as a vital act of self-love. Transforming fear into freedom. It is not about eradicating fear entirely. Fear is part of being human. Instead, it is about transforming the way we meet it, understanding that courage has never been the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Imagine fear as a looming shadow, dark, heavy, stretching across your path. Now picture Stoicism as the rising sun. Its light pours across the landscape, and suddenly the shadow shrinks, losing its grip on your spirit. The fear is still there, but it no longer holds you captive. In this chapter, Stoic teachings act as a lantern. They guide us through the corridors of our own apprehensions, showing us that within every heart lies untapped resilience, waiting to be uncovered. Bravery, Stoicism whispers, is not found in those who feel nothing, but in those who decide that something greater, love, purpose, truth, is more important than their fear. On the other side of fear lies a world of unexplored possibilities, untouched potential, doors waiting to be opened. With every step forward, the weight of fear transforms into the wings of courage. The same force that once held us back now propels us forward, becoming a catalyst for growth, for strength, and for liberation. This is the metamorphosis Stoicism offers, the transformation of fear into freedom. And in this transformation, courage becomes not just a flicker in the dark, but a steady lantern, illuminating the uncharted territories of our potential. So let us walk this path together through the labyrinth of fear. With Stoic wisdom as our compass, we learn to navigate the winding corridors with courage. We discover that beyond every fear lies a boundless freedom, an open horizon where the heart can live fully and the spirit can finally breathe. In that space, we begin to taste the true essence of life, an existence marked by openness, bravery, and a fearless spirit. Lesson 11. Embracing imperfection. A Stoic approach to self-love. From fear, Stoicism now guides us toward another profound truth, the beauty of imperfection. This is where the journey of self-love truly begins. Self-love through the Stoic lens is not about striving for flawless perfection. Instead, it is about embracing the unique tapestry of who we are, woven with flaws, scars, and quirks that make us distinctly human. Imagine your life as a canvas. Every imperfection, every so-called flaw is a brushstroke. Together these strokes create depth, character, and beauty. Stoicism becomes the gentle guide, reminding us that self-love flourishes not in perfection, but in acceptance. The mosaic of imperfections is what gives our souls their texture, their richness, their authenticity. It is this very mosaic that makes the masterpiece complete. To embrace imperfection is to embrace authenticity. It is to acknowledge that our value does not rest on polished edges, but on the honesty of who we are. Every mistake, every lesson, every wrinkle in our story adds to the artistry of our being. Stoic teachings unveil this liberating truth. Self-love is not reserved for some perfected version of ourselves in the future. It is a practice we begin here and now, with every nuance, every flaw, every imperfection we already carry. This journey is not about denial. It is about discovery. By appreciating the artistry in our imperfections, we begin to see ourselves differently. Like a painting layered with shades and textures, our souls gain richness and depth precisely because of the imperfections we once tried to hide. So let us embark on this soulful exploration together. Let Stoicism remind us that in every imperfection there is humanity, and in humanity there is beauty. When we embrace this truth, self-love ceases to be a distant ideal. It becomes an everyday practice, a conscious choice to accept ourselves fully, and in that acceptance to find freedom, resilience, and peace. From embracing imperfection, where every flaw became a brushstroke in the masterpiece of our souls, Stoicism now invites us into an even more tender space, the journey of emotional restoration. Emotional healing with Stoic wisdom. Life gives us not only joy, but also wounds. These wounds can feel sharp, leaving scars on the heart. Yet Stoicism reminds us, scars are not symbols of weakness. They are living narratives, records of battles fought, lessons learned, and strength revealed. Let us imagine this next chapter as a compassionate embrace. Each Stoic lesson becomes like a gentle hand, a soothing touch laid upon the bruises of our emotions. It does not erase the scars. Instead, it transforms them, turning marks of pain into stories of resilience and strength. This journey of healing is not about pretending the pain never existed. It is about facing it with tenderness. Picture Stoicism as a healing balm. Applied to the wounds of the soul, it does not numb us or make us forget. Rather, it brings solace. It softens the ache, reminding us that even in the depths of heartache, renewal is possible. Through Stoic wisdom, emotional restoration becomes an odyssey. It asks us to walk the path of vulnerability, not as weakness but as courage. To acknowledge our pain, to understand it, and to allow it to be reshaped into wisdom. Each step we take is a testament to the power within us, the ability to endure, to rise, and to emerge stronger than before. In this light, healing itself becomes a form of artistry. The wounds we carry are not blemishes. They are brushstrokes that add depth to the portrait of our lives. The diversity of experiences, the joys and the sorrows, the triumphs and the failures, blend together to create a canvas uniquely ours. So let us paint our lives with self-love, recognizing that every scar, every challenge, every so-called flaw is part of the grand masterpiece of who we are becoming. In this way, emotional healing is not just recovery, it is transformation. It is the alchemy of turning brokenness into beauty and pain into resilience. May this journey of Stoic healing guide us into a deeper understanding of ourselves. May we discover that restoration is not the erasing of wounds, but the embracing of them. And in that embrace, may we emerge renewed, with hearts stronger, softer, and more alive than ever before.